What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Rowe this week. Oh, yeah. Man, this was a crazy week 13. We've seen a lot of teams get bounced from the playoffs. There's a lot of teams still in contention. I'll get to a little bit about that in a little segue up until my IDP hard hits and cool picks player of the day week. I, of course, take one player from my hard hits and cool picks article that hit the Dr. Roto website today. Also, my IDP heats of the week, my rankings for the IDP players are all out on Dr. Roto as well too. So both of those articles are there for you, as well as many other waiver wire articles, doc stock about everything that happened for week 13, as well as everybody mixed in. We got some bets going on. I mean, we're lining up already for Thursday. We just had another great weekend. A lot of our subs hit for big money. A lot of our teams were, you know, the destiny for them has been determined. For my teams, when we talk about that, I'll talk about my seasonal fantasy leagues. But first, let's talk about the Denver Broncos and the Browns giving us one of the best night games of the year. Who would have thought this game was going to be 41-32? When I hit the over and I did my article yesterday, it was a 41 and a half. I took it. I was like, I can see these teams scoring. The secondary with the Browns, of course, is a little light. The Broncos are good. The Broncos actually got torched a little more than I thought, but that's just kind of what happened. There was good narrative for Jerry Jeudy. Welcome home, I guess. You want to say, come back to your town, show them the revenge game. This is what a true revenge game looks like. But it was funny that it went down the way it went down because it went down after that really long Marvin Mims touchdown. So that being said, we just saw kind of both quarterbacks kind of went into like a shootout mode. But what I thought was really funny is right when Cleveland was about to do some stuff, Winston throws a pick six. So it was just like, wow, like this game had it all. Of course, if you went into this night and you're like, look, I just need my defense to play solid, or you were going up against the Broncos defense, I mean, those two touchdowns really didn't help you. Of course, the total points scored, if your league merits that, gives a few negative points for that. You probably lost some points there as well. So hopefully it didn't hurt you too much, but two defensive touchdowns is too much. Everything was going great until those touchdowns started happening for the DFS lineup that I gave out yesterday. Still cashed on that, so hopefully you picked that up. That was on my betting article, my Heatastic Monday Night Football bets. So again, you'll have to look for my Thursday night article as well too for that. But at the same time, you got two defensive touchdowns for the Denver Broncos. You have explosive plays that I just mentioned from Mims and Jeudy back to back, literally like 12 seconds, 10 seconds, 3 seconds apart. Pretty much the amount of time it took them to run the field and do a kickoff. It was already on. And man, Jameis Winston, 497, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. There he is. That's the Jameis that everybody knows and loves. But why not? If you're going to do 497 and 4 touchdowns, I don't care if he lost the game. You know what? He did as much as he could to win the game, and this is the best the Browns have looked all year. So I'm just happy as a fantasy football owner of a couple of Browns, other than Chubb. Chubb only getting that kind of the reception touchdown wasn't really like what I was looking for that game. Felt like I wasn't looking for much, like maybe 40 yards from Chubb, but that just didn't seem. He seemed to get lost in the sauce. It was a really fast paced kind of game, and it was fun to watch. So I got to give it up for Denver and the Browns. Hey, good job, guys! You guys made it a fun game. But what was even crazier is I kind of put out bets and I wasn't like really aggressive. I had some aggressive bets. My first quarter's hit. And I'm like, all right, we're good. And then all my bets hit. And I'm like, I should have put more bets in because now it's just going over berserko mode. And I'm just thinking that was enough. But hey, sometimes you always got to make sure, trust your instinct. If you feel pretty froggy, throw in some touchdowns because last night had a lot of touchdowns. And that definitely was a lot of fun to watch, man. And plus those fantasy points on DraftKings that I finally went over there and I checked out, and they've been doing a lot of under their game specials. They have fantasy points, man. Jerry Jeudy, I mean, they had David DeJuco was 11 points. I'm like, dude, scoring a touchdown. Dude scored 2 touchdowns. He smashed that easily. So again, that was the kind of bets that I like to pick out and put in on the subs only Discord and play and just talk about and put in the articles that hey, you could sit there all day and be like, oh, Chubb touchdown, anytime touchdown. Well, that's kind of easy, right? But it was about that Njoku touchdown that was a plus 230 or 260 when I wrote that up. That was about that kind of things that was going on. with that. So that being said, you really want to get into those modes when you're betting, because sometimes, and not just my article, everybody else's article, Lou's article, Trevor's article, and then you also have Ray on Thursdays, and Ken pops in, which whoever is throwing, I think Justin throws in some articles as well too, some bets. Grab it all, put together, make a parlay, and win yourself some money, people. Yeah. And make sure you get over to Dr. Roto. Use code word DOC, get a percentage off of your subscriptions. Right now, code word playoffs gets you a free preview of Dr. Roto. But time is limited. It's already been going on. So by the time you hear this podcast, it can already be done. There you go. That's how you get to it. So let's talk about fantasy football real quick, right? These are just my teams. I'm not going to bore you. I'm not going to stay on there. I'm not going to talk about any kind of team build too long. But we'll just go with the ESPN leagues. I'm fifth in both those leagues, 7-6 in both those leagues. I am the defending. No, I was third place. I had to give up the belt last year. So I'm trying to win the belt back, right? But this is a first step. I'm trying to make the playoffs. I thought that I was going to clinch. I did not. And also in the other ESPN that I am 7-6, I was 6-6 on the outside. Bunch of teams lost. Now we're all 7-6, just like in the other ESPN league. And it is just chaos. So, hey, that is why we play every single week in fantasy football. That is why you try to make the best. That's why having people like us in your corner does make you better. Because if you go back if you have a sleeper app, you'll notice that you have a percentage hit up there, right? So your percentage hits, you're hitting 93, 94% of your hits every single week for your points, then you're doing it well, right? But maybe we can get that higher, or maybe you're below that. Maybe you're around an 86 and you just need that extra go. That's what we're here for. That is why we help all of you, and we do the best by you to make sure that you have the right cure for all of your fantasy needs. We want you to win money and your championships, both DFS-wise, seasonal, best ball, and dynasty in any scoring format across all sports. That's what we talk about. So let's get to the Yahoo. All right. I'm in third place I kind of just, well, there's 2 10-3 teams, and then I'm a 9-4 team now, but I'm in third place because I lost, and I'm at 6-7 in the Pod of Thunder Bowl. I'm in fifth place in that one. I really want to get it because the winner of that league actually gets to come on a podcast, a Pod of Thunder. So that means you get to choose a song. Oh, I got some songs for them, right? So, and then this is where it gets bad. 11-2, the number one team in the Yahoo League. Really good, fun league. 10 teams only, though. But hey, that's all right. So, and then we get over to my longest league of all time, 12-1. I am the number one team. Just beat the number 2 team, who's also got the second leading scorer next to me. So I have the best defense, the best offense. I have it all in that league. It's all been going great. And yes, I have lost people like Rashid Rice and other people. I've been able, really, with that league, it's been Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's been, now that Hawkinson's part of it, but I have Engram as well too. Also, it's been Mixon and Derrick Henry. That's the buff right there. Mixon and Derrick Henry. Now having like DK Metcalf and being able to switch it out, I've had Najee. So Najee's been really beneficial through we had Bamageddon here a couple weeks ago. We got another one here for week 14. Unfortunately, it's not affecting me, but in this league that I am 12-1 in, it does affect me because I lose both Derrick Henry and Mixon. So right now I gotta go for Isaac Orlando, or I'm gonna have Zach Charbonnet, or I'm gonna end up moving in. It's just gonna be Najee, and it's just it's not gonna be good. So I mean, the team is overall is good. I got Pacheco back, so I can put him in, but I don't trust him right now. So it's kind of just one of the weird timing. Let's see if I can get Garendo, and go from there. So then over to the sleeper league, I am 10-3. I'm number one team in that league, of course. That is the Get Right Fantasy Listeners League. So I did that. I was ousted in the first week of the Scott Fish Bowl and the Guillotine League. I was kicked. I lost 2 weeks ago. So I just had a bad week. That was like Lamar did nothing. Like Flowers did nothing. Nothing happened. So I got out to the net. Scott Fishball was out round one, just totally had this great team. Looked like I was going to make it, literally was going to make it. And then they just went boom. Just no game script at all. Just bad, and it's just what happens sometimes. Also, staff league, bad year, man. I had Pacheco, I had Cup, I had, of course, I had Jonathan Taylor. So I lose Taylor, I lose Pacheco for 8 weeks, I lose Cup for a long time. I'm piecing in Sutton and trying to do the best. Ferguson's going in and out the lineup. I got Josh Allen, up and down at the beginning, but then now he's on. I lost a couple of close games. I didn't even get the medium. It was just really weird. And this is what happens, in a season like that. And then in my Dynasty IDP league, I am 6-7 in seventh place. He allows all 8 teams to make the playoffs, whatever. That's cool. I'm with that. Let's go for it. Right. So with that being said, let's get over to the IDP hard hits and cool picks. I just wanted to bring all that up just to say that, we don't always have to have the best teams, right? But you can get a 6-7, 7-6 team into the playoffs and you can cause some ruckus, maybe win your leagues. And that's what we're there for. And that's what we strive for. We try to make you sure that you're never fretting, that you always know that you got your back, man. You can do this. You will win that championship. But let's get to that ID player and bring the pain. Oh, yeah. It's a returning guy. He came back last game, actually, in a nice little snow fest in Buffalo with San Francisco. Is Matt Milano. He's the heart and soul of that defense for a long time. He seems to always get hurt while he's back, right? He put up 5 tackles, 1 stuff, 5 total tackles, that is, and 1 stuff. Now, the Rams the Buffalo Bills are traveling to LA to play the Rams. That it scares me as a Rams fan because I know Buffalo ain't going to put up with our defense. Our defense ain't that good. We're going to have to get a pass rush. We're going to have to chase Josh Allen. But then that's what makes him dangerous is to start running on us. Josh Allen's going to end up destroying us. I don't really like his chances for the Rams. But maybe we can get a passing game going, a running game going, and get it down. Why Matt Milano is the player I'm highlighting out of the other of 3 players on my IEP Heats of the Week is because a lot of people, he's still out on the waiver wire right now. He's still around he's like 8% owned right now. And that's huge because that means no one even knows he's out there. You just go grab him real quick. And most people just grabbed him because oh, it's Milano, or he was just on their roster already and they had an IR spot and they just brought him back in. But at the same time, he is out there and he's always going to be around the ball. He's a ball hawk. One thing is the Rams changed gears. They were 25th this year in run plays percentage. Now, the Rams last week against the Saints all of a sudden kicked up to a 52.23%. The last few weeks, the Rams have been up to a 43%, which means they're 40%. They're upticking. They're getting ready for cold weather football. And you do that by getting running and playing good defense. Unfortunately, our linebackers aren't the best. So therefore, the Rams are going to definitely have to take that and take the ball and use a ball control offense, which helps Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford all around. And you saw that against the Saints with the running of Blake Corum. Not only did Blake Corum look great, Kyren Williams looked fantastic as well, too. I knew as the Rams going in that this was going to be a big Williams game, right? And it was. But they took a lot of that load off of Williams by giving it to Corum. And that is huge because the Rams do like to run stunts up the middles. That's where Milano is going to be a lot of the times. So therefore, if the Rams continue and they're at home right now, so they don't have to really worry about controlling the crowd, but you're going to see them get into this. Plus, the Bills won't mind warming up. It's been hellacious here in Erie, PA, with, they say, 2.5 feet of snow, 30 inches of snow fell. But there's 70 inches out front in my cul-de-sac. So that being said, I mean, they are definitely going to love the warm weather. That could be the key for the Rams. They'll get out there. They'll be like, sun, LA. And then the Rams win. But other than that, the Buffalo Bills are probably going to kick our butts. And that's going to start with, the Rams at least trying to control a lot of that, keep Josh Allen off the field by running the ball, putting Matt Milano in a great spot for you and your fantasy teams. That's how you get it. I've predicted in my article 7 total tackles, 1 stuff. A lot of the bets for the defensive players are not out. I could not find anything for Milano right now. Most likely he's going to get a +6.5 total tackles prop, and it's going to be around a -114, -112. Get that bet it, go 2 units on it, go 3 units on it. I'm definitely strong. This bet's going to happen for you because it's what the Rams do. And with that many opportunities, plus, of course, how many plays the Rams use with Puka and Cooper coming across the middle, Milano's going to be there all day long. He's definitely, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 10, but I'm going for 7. Let's lock that in, people. Have a great day. And always remember to bring the pain. May the